success is not an absence of other things that
Yeah.
are not enough or are not where you want to be. The feeling of losing people does scare me the most. Losing my dad taught me I don't fear death. I don't fear losing people to death. You cannot fake anything with your family. They know you. They even know indaba zakho to that point where yabheda laphaya. Ngamboni umbala mzamile. Welcome to my space. My life and journey is one of ups and downs. Life can be very challenging, but it's when we open up that we find our solace. Let's heal. Let's grow. Let's cry. And you know what? Laugh together. Welcome to Conversations with Phumzile. Your girl next door. Conversations with Phumzile, the girl next door. Ha, guys, as you know when you see me here, it's that time of the conversations. We are on season 2. It's been long coming. I hope you can see the newness. There's something new. There's something different. We have officially moved, not too far, but we're still around. We've moved studios because we thought there is so much that we are doing that we are coming up with, and I'm excited. Okay. Season 2 started with me having solo conversations because I have not been doing solo conversations. It's been always me with a guest. But as I have mentioned that I'm going to be mixing it up, where I'm going to have your girl talks, author space. And now we're going to be having new episodes about professional lifestyle, anything professional. So we're looking forward to that new segment. Author space has started. So I have few authors that have come to the platform, but now we're going to formalize that space and have more authors because guess what? The girl is a co-author now. So then it has changed. So I'm loving the new tag. Like, oh, you're an author. Like, yes. So I am back here. Let's see what we're going to be talking about. So season 1, I think season 2, it was me. And then second episode, I think I talked about my life, my journey, where I grew up and how I got to be where I am. And then the last episode that you've seen was me and Dad. So I was talking about my dad and the journey about not only my dad, but men in my life. I hope you enjoyed that one. And please remember to just put the comments and tell me what you think so that I know what else to bring for you. Okay, they told me to not forget to say this because as much as I'm a marketer, but your marketing self, it's a problem. But guys, so like, share, subscribe, and I'll add my one. Hit that notification button because people are like, no, I didn't know there's a new episode. Hit that notification bell so it will then alert you that there's a new video that is up. So yeah, welcome to Conversation. So I have my ghost, as you've seen, I think, in the past two ones, I have my ghost. We are digging into the girl next door, so that you know what you're buying into. But before I let her come through, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has bought into Phumzile, the girl next door. I think in the journey that I've been to where I am now, guys, it's a Edenvale, Sent Studios. I'll let them, I'll ask them to put their details so that you can see. So we've moved. So it means it's growth. So with growth comes different things. So we are growing. So we're going to be using this new studio and I'm loving it. And it is so comfortable. So make sure all my guests that are lined up, guys, you are coming here. So we'll give you all the details so that you can join us. So I am excited to have my girl talks, my professional space, the author space. And we have, guess what? We have launched The Girl Next Door is a website. Boo, 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 boo. So it's up. So do check it out. There's our match, Girl Next Door match, and also the podcast is there. And why I decided to get to a point whereby I have the website up, because the platform, when it started, I just want to remind or tell the new followers or people who will be new who are coming here why I did this. I felt like there's so many people, the girl next doors and the boys next door, who are starting up or who are doing great things out there, and they never get to get an opportunity to be marketed or to showcase what they do, or if not even what they do, or how they've journeyed through life and made it differently. And we have so many young people, older people, and everybody who is also looking at being motivated by somebody else. So we look up to people who are far from us that we cannot touch, see, or, get to say, hey, I saw you, or you doing this thing. Can you talk to me? Can you mentor me? So my role, or what I'm doing as a marketer, from PR and marketing, as a PR and marketing professional, I thought this must elevate those young brands. So if you can check past videos, you will see most people who came to my podcast is people who are looking for an opportunity and space to be marketed. And that's what we're going to do. So on the Girl Next Door website now, we also have an opportunity for other small brands or brands that have made it. If you want to advertise there, you can. And again, now that we are here in the new studio, we are going to say, if you want to come, if you want to advertise on the podcast, you are free to do that. You are welcome. Please join us. We want to attract more brands so that we can help all the marketers out there or all the brands out there who are looking for easy PR promotion that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So, your girl net talks a lot. So conversations with the Phumzile, the girl next door. Over to you, ghost lady. We are digging in into the girl next door. Yes.
Sanibonani, hi everyone. Thank you for welcoming me. You guys, I'm a ghost lady that you know. This is the unfortunate thing. You so already know if she has a ghost lady, it's Yihenpek Yake. So I think it's quite obvious who the ghost lady is. But today's session and questions are we're gonna just be getting to know Phumzile, the girl next door, a little bit deeper than the first interviews that you've had. So it's gonna be more reflective for you guys. Also, these questions are also for you to ask yourself as well, to look into yourself and into your life. But it's going to be reflective questions for her that also inspire you to look within.
Yes.
So are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, love it. So
I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I'm here now.
So I don't know if this is going to be... knowing you, you'll answer it in a certain way. So let me not put it. But for the first question is a light one.
Okay.
What is your definition of true success?
True
success.
Success. I don't think there's anything true in life, because it could be true to you, but somebody else it might not be true. True
to you. Your definition of success.
My definition of true success. If I were to define it, because for me, I don't think there's anything that can, in my life, that I can say, if I get there, or if this is the true definition of success. But I think I would say being where you want to be at the time that you are in, that will be true success, irrespective of what you have in wealth, in health, in any of your state. If you are alive, and you are at the point that where you are happy, and you feel like you are doing, that's the longest definition ever, but you are where you feel, I'm doing my best, and my best currently now is it. Whether you're looking to elevate it, but for me, where you are, your true success is making it where you are.
So is it basically like being happy while on the journey? So on your way to wherever you're going, you're happy on the journey, on your way there.
Yes.
Basically.
And you are content. There's happy and contentment. Mm-hmm. Like I can say now, sitting here now, this is the definition of success. Why I say that, I'm more happier doing things that I'm passionate about. I'm more content that I don't feel like I want to do anything to my body. I'm not chasing anything. I'm not chasing any dream or any big house or any wealth or any amount. But I feel like I'm at my best time in my life. So I feel I don't have anxiety of what is my life tomorrow. I think everything that I've done in the past for these years, now everybody knows this year I turned 50. That is success, because I've made it this far through everything. So if maybe my definition, this is it. For me, success, this is it.
A successful girl. I love it for you. So now, in your successful era right now, what are your biggest obstacles to your happiness?
My biggest obstacles, I think.
And we're having kind of this conversation in the car a little bit, but you don't have to go in that direction.
Yeah. So while we're talking about success, success is not an absence of other things that are not enough or are not where you want to be. So coming to my obstacles, I still feel like I'm still working through my confidence in attaining my next. And in attaining my next, I mean, like as an example, I know there are things that I would like to do more. There are opportunities that I would like to be part of and all that. But in my head, the biggest obstacle is still me. We're thinking, how can I get there? Or approaching it and moving into the space freely without fear of rejection and all, you know. So I think it's me and my head space. But I know when I'm put in a certain space, I will still ask for what I need to ask.
You'll still shine.
I will still shine. And then the other biggest obstacle, no, I think I'm in a different frame of mind.
So it doesn't affect you.
No, I'm in a different frame of mind because like financially, I know there's so much more that I would like to do without worrying about where would I have more money to do things. Like as an example, in this production, you know, part of my work, everywhere I go, I always make sure that I support others and I buy from others. And if I need to give somebody an opportunity without worrying about me, then that's, you know, makes sense. So I wish to be in a position whereby I never feel like I cannot support other because I don't have. So maybe the biggest obstacle will be any lack in self or in wealth or in health would be an obstacle for me to make sure that others still benefit from all the spaces that I would be in and opportunities that I can give anyone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So with your first response, so you working on your confidence, would that be like an imposter syndrome though? If you had to define imposter syndrome, would you say you've got a little bit of that and it's an obstacle to your happiness? Because you look at things that you know, okay, other people see you, how you can do this.
Yes.
But then when you say it, you're like, I'm not so sure. And then you must be pushed and forced and then you shine. Only then.
Yeah. You know, humility is, sometimes it can be a negative. You know, when you were taught to be humbled so much or to reduce yourself. So not necessarily an imposter syndrome, but when you've been in a space whereby you need to allow others to shine, allow others to do more, allow others first before you. So I think for me, the biggest part has been that, where I would think everybody else must have more and do more and give, then I'll come after. I don't know if that makes sense. And then in that, then I not dim my light. Definitely, I don't dim my light. But then in me taking a back seat, then doesn't allow me to have confidence to do other things and just go all out. Because if there's others, then I feel like, oh, okay, let them do this, you know. The space I'm in now has changed. I think I've been developing or trying to be aware of where my self-confidence issues are coming from. Where when I have low self-esteem, where is it coming from? And I think I've worked through them. You know, the biggest one, I always thought, guys, my English, or, you know, how I pronounce words, you know, like my wife, the other day was like, look at you, you know, you are always worried about how you speak and all that. And you have the whole podcast, those kind of things. And
you're now a speaker. MC, DJ, let's just not forget that.
You know? So I think those kind of things where validation came with me being able to take people telling me, you're doing well, you're doing great. And I've stopped to have that imposter syndrome. That's why it's not a thing for me anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've you've moved forward.
Like I am this.
Yes.
Now I know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Girl,
At 50 though. So at least in years, girl next
Bruh.
door suffers from things like this.
Bruh.
Mhlawumbe nimbona ukuthi confident girl. It's a
Bruh.
fight to get her to sit here and do this. It's been a journey.
So true. So true.
Okay. So in that note, moving on to our second or third question.
Yeah.
What are your biggest time wasting habits now?
Your
with the
procrastination. Yo. You don't even have to.
So, okay, and this is how I want you to answer this question. Ne?
Okay.
So, your biggest time wasting habits, ne? You're going to think of them, then list them, and then tell me why. Why do you find yourself, like certain tasks, let's say it's procrastination, certain tasks that you have to do, what leads you to that procrastination? And then, two, again, how do you move out of it? How are you trying to work on it? So, go.
Sure. You. Bruh.
In your success
Okay.
era.
In my success
I love
era.
it.
So your contradiction in this
Amazing.
get next door talk. I think them always wanting to strive for perfection or strive for now back to success, where sometimes you don't even know what does success look like if you have not even defined it for yourself. What does success look like? And the time wasters is because you're thinking, I want something to look or feel or be a certain way, then I procrastinate and I wait too long to get there. Like as an example, I'm seeing funniest thing that when I look at my old pictures where I've been, everywhere I've been is stuff that I have done before, that when I look at it now, why does it feel new? You know, me in events, it's always been me and I've always shined, you know. But now, past years, when I plan an event, then I take forever because I'm thinking I've seen or looked, okay, you can come back to imposter syndrome, where I looked at how possibly what I wanted to do before and I see somebody doing it and it looked like that. I'm like, oh, then I stop because then it feels like, okay, I must move.
So it doesn't feel attainable.
It's not attainable, but it doesn't feel, it's like, okay, somebody has done it, so it doesn't feel original anymore.
Oh.
I think that was my biggest
You
time
suffer with
waster.
that serious when
That was my biggest time waster. If I have an idea and somebody has done it, then I stop because it's like, walk up, and it's not that.
You've got your own spice to it.
Now I know, girl. Okay, I think the whole imposter syndrome, now
I love where this conversation is going. You see, when I coupled it with reflection, this is get to know her, but it's also reflection for you. So now I'm laleli. These questions, please ask yourself.
Wow.
Because it's the last 6 months of the year, guys. I don't know what your goals and hopes are, but it's a good time for reflection.
That's so true.
Right.
So other than that, okay, procrastination, where yes, I plan and not put time and date. And when I tell myself I'm going to do something and not do it at the time and then postpone. So that is my other big time waster. And you asked me when we got here why we here early, and I was like, yeah, time is a commodity and all that. Guys, I'm only learning it maybe just now in the past month.
But it's good.
It's good that now I'm going to set some stuff, like how many times I've cancelled coming here. And today we are here.
You did it.
Time wasting.
You broke it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, is there anything at this point, since your content, that you're afraid of losing? I know you spoke about losing your dad, and yeah.
I was away for a weekend, and I think I went on I'll tell you a story first. I chose a Swiss secret detox diet. But I didn't read it. I didn't read what it was and how intense it was because I don't have any relationship with food. But what I've learned about myself is when the other ladies were asking me, there was a time whereby I was doubting myself, like, okay, I'm like, actually, I don't have a relationship with so many things. But I come back to my core. one thing I value, it's not one thing, but the biggest thing in my life that is my core and that I value the most is relationships and people. Fear of losing people, I still have that, whether from family or friends or any relationships that I've built. The feeling of losing people does scare me the most. Coupled with that, losing my dad is different. Losing my dad taught me I don't fear death. I don't fear losing people to death. That's the difference. But I'd fear losing people when I felt our relationship didn't reach the parts of me or us that it was supposed to reach. I'll make an example hence the book, Healing from the Mother Wound. I would hate to lose my mom now. It's the biggest fear, and that is the one thing that makes me uncomfortable, because I feel, yes, I'm 50, but I feel in the 50 years relationship with my mom, I feel we have not done all the other moms and daughter things that I would love to do with her. I would love to experience my mom differently. Yes, we laugh together. My mom is funny. She's very funny. But I would like to experience even all the stupid, dumbest thing that I can do with her. So I feel that's a fear. I wouldn't want to lose my mom before I go to the point whereby I'm comfortable. Hence with my dad, losing my dad, yes, it's hard. Yes, it was painful. Yes, it's still painful. But I think the relationship that we had was that I am comfortable with where he is because I don't feel I lack anything from him.
Okay.
He left me with everything that I've ever needed from him because he gave me himself. That's why I'm okay with his passing.
No, I hear you. So now, ngoba we are.
Solos are, this is my third or fourth solos.
And how is it?
They are slightly uncomfortable.
Why?
And not why, they are uncomfortable because I've always shielded myself with others. Hence, I love having conversations with other people. I love bringing other people. And yes, people experience me differently. And I've been told so many times to say, we would love to hear from you. We would love to hear from you more. But it's good. I'm enjoying
But
it.
it's so
I'm good.
interesting you say that, because even in your conversation now in the questions is that another thing is that you've always put people first and then ube slide. So
Yeah.
even in every aspect of your life, energy, you like to run and hide and let people shine. Then when the spotlight is on you, you're like, yes, this is what I want. But then you're like scared at the same time. So I can tell, but I love this for you. So more solo videos.
We are here for it.
You're here for it.
We are
So
here for
okay,
it.
ngoba sesukuma relationship.
Yo, okay.
So since you love relationships and you prioritize them,
Yeah.
what is your biggest weakness in friendships and relationships? Things that you do in the fact that Angisho, it's something you prioritize, like a relationship. We beg up phambili. So what are things that you do to maintain relationships or keep relationships but are a detriment to your well-being in keeping that relationship or that attachment to that person? I don't know if that makes sense.
You make sense, but I
Okay.
think I've grown. Before, I
Okay.
used to have friendships and relationships for the sake of having them,
Okay.
whether they were good for me or not good for me. I've learned to grow. Luckily, when you grow, then life gets busy and all that, and people come and go and leave. I had friendships and relationships that I really never thought they will end. That I never thought I will. I never thought in my life I would say, oh no, so and so is my ex-friend.
Oh, but so
That's
someone
new.
I used to know.
Yeah, I really never thought that will ever happen. But now I value friendships that are not heavy.
Like low maintenance friendships.
Low maintenance, but relationship where you can, like, it's not hard to be somebody's friend or sister or brother or cousin or anything. I think for me, I love those
Just
where I don't have to think who you are to me. Whether I see you today, I don't see you for a year or after. I value those. And I think what I don't do more that is detrimental to self. I still don't say no enough.
Okay. What do you mean?
I still have the people pleasing or friends pleasing personality or character or way, like
Even
as an
now?
example, even now, that I
Okay.
think it's still part of me, and I will think twice if a friend, okay, what example I would make. You see now, as I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I don't want to make an example that will make any of my friends
It's
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Exactly that, because then it makes me. There was a time where I wrote down, I don't think sometimes I'm a good friend as much as people think I'm a good friend. But sometimes I agree with friends instead of telling my friends that, no, you don't do that. No, that's wrong. No, you don't have to do that. Most of my friends, sometimes I think I'm more agreeable, and when I'm alone, I do have that thing. I was supposed to tell this person, would say, maybe this is not right, or you shouldn't have done that. But I have good friendships now that are solid. I have friends that we are able to tell each other, hell no. Like I have those.
Okay.
But I think it
So in the
took
beginning, you were
time.
more agreeable because
More,
you don't
I
want to
was-
break the friendship.
I had fluff friendships, and that's why I think I had 100 best friends, because I think I was just not a good friend. But because I was there for everybody else, I think that was because of my own insecurities or my own issues, where I wanted to feel love and I wanted to belong and all that. They were saving me. That's why I was doing that, because I wanted to feel loved and needed. And that's why I would give and do everything for my friends. And I don't think I was good for them. Some, yes, possibly they can come and say I was. But now I am so glad and grateful that people that are in my life that I call friends or sisters or brothers and all that, is people that I am able to be honest and truthful to them. Now. But I still feel I can still say no more.
Okay.
Like, yeah, if I don't feel like doing something, I still need to say no, and still not put my friends or other people before me.
Okay.
I know I can still go out with somebody, and if they don't take out their purse and pay the bill, I know I'm still gonna do that. But I would like to be able to say, friend, as batal.
Oh, was
You see, I'm saying it with confidence. So I'm
proud. Sana. Because I know friends who hated you for that. For allowing
it
that.
for so long. Yeah.
And then with that, knowing that you had friends who didn't want that for you,
Yeah.
what is a good friend to you? What does a good friend mean to you, since you sometimes felt like you were not a good friend? So what kind of friends do you need now, or that you have now, and what do you value in friendships now, and why is it important for you?
What I value in friendships now is I value honesty, and I value friends that will really stand in the gap for you. Friends that would hold your hand, and friends that see you for who you are and who are happy for you all the time,
Okay.
and not competing with you. And I value friends who, like, I know I'm a good friend. Ne? If I know a friend needs this or can benefit from this and all that, I love friends who can always find stuff for you to say, you need to move from where you are to be there, and I'm going to be that friend who can help you get to where you want to be, whether you see it or not, My friend, my Indian friend, my wife, has taught me a different friendship,
Okay.
to a point where there were parts of us that were uncomfortable. I have few friends that I've fought with. We've gone through the most. We fought. stopped talking to each other, and we're still friends for over like 17 years. And her honesty and her directness, and I've learned so much from her, but I've enjoyed that friendship where a friend that doesn't buy your face at all, and a friend that tells you, well done, when you've done well, and who will remind you of who you are or where you've been when at your lowest, you know. And I think I have like pet promise. I have a list of friends. There's a lot of friends now that I know that.
Please don't name drop because you have too many friends, and then your ego's gonna share you. Uzofuna bonke. Thank you. I love it for you. Siyabonga Bangani.
Yeah, honest friendships, I think, babes. And yeah, those friendships, I think now Phatedi in there all the times where I know at my lowest, I have no doubt that those particular people will be there for me. No doubt in my mind. Those are the type of friendships that I like and I appreciate.
And value.
Yeah.
And now in your relationships and friendships and familyships, how do you handle conflict? There's been a lot of conflict. How do you approach conflict?
I'm horrible at conflicts. I am horrible. I don't know how to handle conflict, but I think I've now grown to address things. I'm a big fan of conversations. I'm a big fan of therapy. I'm a good fan of coaching and stuff. So for me, in family, talking, I still do that. I try to make sure that I have open and honest conversations with people, comfortable or uncomfortable. But what I've learned now is sometimes not all conflicts needs to be resolved. Some will never be resolved because conflict, there's two sides, and in the two sides, it needs both. And if the other side is not willing, the conflict might never be resolved. So you need to find your middle ground and still do the best you can to resolve any conflict. But some actually, now I've learned that I don't need to sort everything out. Before I used to be that person who I would like to sort anything. Now there are others where, yes, I'm horrible in conflict, but if it's a conflict and I feel like actually this one is, I don't even want to.
How do you differentiate between the two? Like conflict that needs to be resolved and conflict that you can tell that
conflicts for me that still needs to be resolved. I would say in friendships, that's easy for me personally, because I'm not scared now to lose friends. I'm fine. We can talk about it if you feel like or we are fighting, or okay, your view and my view are not the same. Okay, whatever. So I'll try it. But in family is difficult. But I'm at the point that I think the family background that I come from had a lot of conflicts and still has a lot of conflicts. And I've tried so many times to resolve them and I failed dismally. Now I'm at the point where I've learned that not all can be resolved. And again, I let those one go. Like how now? If somebody still doesn't know me for me and know me for who I am and what I am and my values, if you misunderstand me now, that I know is a conflict that I don't
understand.
That is the conflict that I'm not going to resolve. Because clearly you still don't know me. That's why in family, I feel in familyship, you are who you are in your family knows you. Friends can still misunderstand you in this choice. And they can still know you and not know you. Yeah. They can still see you from outside, how they view your life and see your life and how you do things, because when you're with them, but family is people, you cannot hide who you are. You cannot fake anything with your family. They know you. They even know indaba zakho to that point where ngiyabheda lapha ngamboni umbala mzamile. You know what I mean? I can show up however way, but my family would know my struggles. So they know my worst and my best. So if we're going to have a conflict and we try to address it and you still not get it,
Yeah.
those are the ones that now I know that I don't have to resolve
You don't
any.
have to save
No.
it for your peace and sanity.
No, yeah.
Uhamba nabahambayo.
It feels odd for me to get
say
to that
it,
point
yeah,
because
that's not you. And hayi ukuthi ungalile.
I've grown to understand that it's okay.
Yeah,
I've grown to understand that it's okay
growing
to
pains
have relationships as they are, not the way you would want them to be, not the way you
meet people
hope. Yeah.
where they are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So sometimes that results in not having a relationship at all. Even though you wanted
still
it
love.
so bad.
And still love.
Hey.
Yes.
To love from a distance.
Yeah. You know, I'm grateful for being part of mind retirement.
Okay.
Because I think transformation comes over time. Things that I'm saying now, I don't think it's things that I knew how or just woke up and got to. Yes, some will say, okay, yes, it's the age thing where when you get to 50, but it's way out from here. It's that time. Partly could be that you grow to like, you are old enough now to, not to worry about a whole lot of things, but more you. But transformational coaching has done a big thing for me. So many questions that with my coach, Upuseleto, when we're doing stuff, so many questions. I'll tell you a typical example today, when we're talking about the new project that we're going to be doing. And immediately in one line, she threw back one of the questions or things that I was struggling with when we were doing coaching. And I had to remember to say, okay, I'm still in the journey. So you transform when somebody asks you a question and, where you're putting value and what are you doing and how are you doing it. Even in the house, even with the relationship with kids, how you would want things in a certain way. Because sometimes if you take a step back, you allow your kids to be themselves and they can show you who they are without you telling them, So that came with transformation where I wanted to control everything or be there for everybody. And when things are not happening in my way, then I feel a certain way. So transformational coaching helped me actually to get to where I am, yes, with the age, but now that I'm where I'm at, because even with the podcast, the starting, the stopping, and growing and knowing what I have to offer. Small things like I would like as an example, when I post something, I know somebody would want to buy. Those are the things that before me, I thought it was I never saw myself as what am I to others. You know what I mean? So I'm here because I've grown because of the coaching. Yeah, it has helped a big time. So others, like coaching happened in about 2 years to a year. I think it's been a while, but we still continue. But there are things that I can think about now that we spoke about 2-3 years ago. Now I can say, finally, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that, what are 3 major things you've learned from coaching? So you can't use this answer. Like this one, like learning to step back from things.
Okay.
So you anxious isn't those controller. Like I know in your family space you'd want certain things a certain way, you'd want trips out and family bonding time, and you having to step back and seeing how now it kind of happens for itself without you planning.
Yeah.
By stepping. So I think that is a lesson. Stepping back. So now you owe me 3.
Okay.
Things you've learned from transformational life coaching. And wait, before you answer that, what is transformational life coaching? Before you answer that,
it's within the name transformation. So
what's the difference between proper coaching, like life coaching, and transformational? Why is it that, Yon?
Now I need to answer as a coach. But life coaching can be general, could be anything where we talk about you in your life and the general, and then just helping you move from one space to another in different things, or how you view life, how you perceive life, and not focusing on maybe set goals and all. Transformation, on the other hand, but they're more or less the same, but transformation, you work with somebody to get to a point whereby you can see a transformation from who they were to who they want to become to who they become eventually. You know, so you must see that transformation in a person. So coaching is, I can coach you to do something like this or give you tools to do something, and you either do them or not do them, but you still remain the same person. You still remain where you are.
Okay.
So I love the emphasis on the transformation because there's the continuous, even not when you are not paying for sessions, but you are in a space whereby your life continues and other things that you've said.
Continuous progress.
Yes. So it's continuous professional development. So you continuously develop and you are also put in spaces that transform your life differently. Like as an example, I before I even was part of my retirement, I always wanted to be a speaker. I always loved public speaking. Yes, part of my career before. But you know, when you speak about those things and then 5-10 years down the line, your coach puts you in the spaces where it makes that real. That's transformation.
Righty. I love that. So, Manje, what are 3 things that you've learned from the transformational life coaching?
The biggest one is that you need to learn to value what you do.
Oh.
And not be scared to put price in the best of what you offer.
Okay.
Example, I used to do hiking trips and I would charge whatever minimal fee and I wouldn't charge enough for me to make profit. What I've learned is profit is not profit because it's adding like a lot of money in my pocket. It's the value of what I offer to others and what price would you put on that. And if you know the value, your value, you'll be able to put price. That's the biggest one, which is still something that I'm growing to understand, you know, where if somebody would say, no, do it for free. It's like, okay, do you value yourself? It's the time, it's your time, it's your gift, you know, so that's the big one. And that your purpose and your gifts can pay you. That's the second thing that I've learned, that your purpose and your gifts can pay you and can really be your business, which is the third one, can pay you and can be your business. Sometimes we can be stuck into, yes, there's nothing wrong with working or be employed full time. There's really nothing wrong. It's okay. But if you don't get to a point of understanding that you can be your own business, you can be your own company at some point in life. If you don't think that, that's what I've learned. If you never get to a point where you think it and believe it and do it, you will always be scared to run yourself as a business. I think this is the testament. I think me being here today, I think me moving your studios, me putting like everything that I have into production and everything, it's starting to believe in the brand that I am, you know. So like, oh, okay, actually, the back doors, not that I studio at home is a back door, but you know, those kind of things. But you get to understand that you can take yourself as a business, as a brand and all that. I guess that's why I've been, you know, doing conversations. And before, yes, it was something that started from me wanting to get things that are in my head, conversations in my head, or the conversations that I have with people that will fascinate me so much, and I would like to get them out there. But I see value in how people will come back and tell me how this is assisting them, how some of their conversations, people that we've brought into in the platform, how they've learned so much. So it's something that is needed out there.
Amazing. So I'm going to ask you the last question, and then we're going to dive into men's mental health awareness.
Oh, it is.
Shout out to our men. So, okay, this can actually be the first question. So you can answer it in your personal capacity and then move into men, right?
Okay.
So what are the board of directors in your life? And before you explain that, you're going to explain that term.
Okay.
what is like the board of directors is in coaching and all of your board of directors and why you have them.
Yeah.
And then for men, for their mental health that you feel like they don't have, what board of directors should they add into their life that they actually can prioritize for a better, healthy being and state?
Okay. So the term of board of directors, every company has a board of directors, which helps the company and have govern them where they're going or how to attain, they help them attain their goals that the company sets themselves. So as a person, we all have goals. There's things that we need to achieve in life, but sometimes we don't know how, because then you don't have anybody else assisting you to get to where you want to be. So hence that, when I was reading a book and I found it like, let me check, so the book that I was reading asked me, what are your books? No, actually, Phatedi, it was not, was it the book or was part of coaching or was it part of, find out. But I had to list the people that I have as board of directors. Like as an example, if you want to achieve financial wellness, do you have a financial advisor? If you want to achieve emotional and mental stability, do you have a mental health coach? Or do you have those tools? If you have, do you have somebody who, like the friendships? So it's all the different things that in your business of self, if you want to achieve degree, study and all that, do you have a tutor or somebody who will help with your academic studies? So board of directors is you looking into your life and having people to assist you in your different goals and areas of your life that will help you get there. Accountability partner, fitness, health, and all that. Do you have people around you that speak to that goal? Like as an example, I'm gonna name drop again. Like I know I'd like to live a healthy lifestyle, and I have two friends. Now we call ourselves. There are more than two now. Real Housewives of Alberton, where we hike together because we know we have that goal within us. So they are a board of my directors because I know they will always say, hey, get up. When I get, oh, my body is so, then they will remind me, it's because you're not working anymore. Or so those are board of directors. So it doesn't have to be somebody that you pay. That's the thing. The term helps you understand what is that. But do you have people that you speak finances to who will help you when you are overspending or, give you tips like that? So I can say, have people in your life that know all your goals all around and check in yourself, who do you have around you who will make sure that you can become whoever you want to be in all the different areas of your life.
Okay.
So that's that. Coming to men.
And I want you to think of the men in your life.
Oh,
your son, the father of your your children, your lifetime partner, your colleagues.
Auntie, where are your prayers going? Are you pronouncing God or God or God? But yeah, go security guard.
Oh,
Are there? So when you praying, so yeah, Lord.
Uti, what do they, knowing the men in your life that you love and hold space for, what board of directors do they need more now? Because I think I can answer with finance and fetching their lives and going hard. Okay, some of them.
Yeah.
Abanye, yes.
Yeah.
Hectic. They've got that career part right.
I'm gonna generalize on this one. I'm not gonna go into maybe mainly them. I think most people who know Girl Next Door,
generalize.
There's two men. So in general, I think men, in my view, they do have friends, men and their friends, and with friends they would think they have everybody in their friends. Where si phuma sonke, socialize sonke, abasingili siphanda sonke, yabo, like. But I don't think men go beyond that, beyond those friendships. Yes, they do talk to their friends when they're going through stuff in their house and all that. But I don't think men get to a point whereby they have that set as a, do I have this? Do I need this type? Financial coaching as an example. Finances, yes, you can have somebody from whatever, that big company, that financial advisor, because you're paying them and you meet them at that time. But it doesn't end there. How you run your household. do men have friends like that who would say, "Good, bruh, your house has been like this for years. What are you doing to make it better?" Or whatever the case might be. I don't think men have those board of directors, or they take it like that. Tina, we read Tina, women. But it will be nice for men to move a notch, even with mental health. I don't think most men, I'm generalizing. I know men who do go for coaching. I know men who don't mind going to therapy. But most men, they don't like to talk about their, I can say, or issues or anything to anyone, including the one person, those who are married or those who have relationship, including the one person that is next to them, where angagoa agoe, because they want to do everything right for you and they will deal with it on their own because they want, but they're not going to come back to you and say, "I'm going through this. I am not getting to a space whereby I want to give you everything you need, or my family or my kids, everything they need, because in Sashotala or Imal Lapaya, they won't share it with you. But they will fight with themselves alone when they still have a helper. You know what I mean? So, or maybe they don't even talk about, if no, we do have board of directors. Our directors, I was watching this show, right? I'm not sure if I must say it, but I'm going to say it because it's out there. Ama Grotman.
Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And it confirmed my biggest or worry about men.
Okay.
Where
I didn't watch the episode, so I need context.
Context is they were, okay, others are married,
Yeah.
others have partners. I think 1 or 2 are single. I don't even remember quite well. But there's a part whereby they went to a club, and me seeing other men who are married being okay with one married man wanting to hit on girls, while you are saying, "Sing Amahrotman." And you are saying this show as Amahrotman, we want to showcase and help other men do better. And in national TV, Abakuzan.
Okay.
To a point whereby I think there was maybe let's say Konje, we want views and it Emma TV. So these other shows, possibly they are for views. We might say they were acting. That's not real. But for me as a viewer, I'm thinking it's real. Yeah. To a point whereby this one guy, Umena say, like on the side, we're poly, like checking those girls dancing and all that. And it's the one who's married, who was fighting with the wife a day before. Like, if these are your board of directors, we are here. Yeah. We're gonna have.
So you're saying men sometimes enable other habits, like how you were a friend. So men are agreeable, abakuzani.
Yes.
So you'll have one man who
bakuzana outside there, but not with each other. So
in
that
real time.
Okay,
so they're agreeable.
But so it's that I feel Guti, when they're having fun, they become, when they say it's just men. But I wish now more, I wanna turn it around. I wish more women, I think in closing, before we gonna close the segment, I wish more women now can learn to be accountability partners to men, be it young men, older men, husbands, kids, son, everything men, where we get to understand that we need to stand in a gap in a more comfortable way. Because I find that men go out and they just want to release and not have these serious talks, being told what to do and what not to do and how to do it. Because
uncomfortable
women in men's life, we are doing the most. Like as a mother, I want to tell you, be responsible, be this, do that. As a mother, I will tell my sons, or my kids. So I'm always on my son's case as an example. Husband, the same. So the last thing you need is a friend also kuza, because ending that's what. So it will be nice for women to get to understand that actually we are the ones who are really affecting men out there. Their being and how they make decisions, and how when they're outside of a comfortable space, they can easily misbehave because they want to relax because at home, they get Judge Judy, they get legal. You get everything that actually you don't need, and they want to come home
And
and
not a
rest.
safe space. It's just
We are not safe
Exhale.
space. Yeah. So for mental awareness month, June, also November, I wish more women could be the one who talk about that than men, because I don't think men trust us. I don't think they do trust that we can be their safe space.
okay.
I think.
So before Sivala, I'm
Yes.
gonna ask 2 more questions then.
Okay.
Right. Why do you think men's mental health is so overlooked? And kubekwa abafazi phambili.
Same answer. Men don't feel safe. They really don't feel safe. And that's why they feel like even if they can go out there, march, till now we go August, everything, women, we are loud. We make noise. Men feel like even if they can make noise, they don't think we listen. I think they don't think anybody cares and listen. We always judge them for what they did wrong yesterday.
So with that being said, now that you know that and you carry that in your heart, how do you show up now in the men, like in the lives of the men in your life? And how would you say, Tina, young people and anyone listening, how would you advise us to be better safe spaces for the men in our life?
Yeah. I
and
think
not drive them away.
Yeah. I think under general, I think all genders are important.
Yeah.
And I think there's been, I'm going to just put it like lack of a better word, wrong emphasis that men are stronger than women are weaker and all that. I think that's where all the lines were blurred.
Okay.
We are all humans. We are all human beings. So if we can meet each other at our humanness, it could be better. Show up for people where they are, not where you want them to be.
Yeah.
If your partner can give you what they can give you at the time, that's all they have. And if you don't know and you are not sure, find out. And again, if they can't, know that it's okay. Like we normally say, Tina, we can say it, you can't pour from an empty cup. Forget men. Possibly they have their own issues and all that. They are empty somewhere. How else would they pour when they are empty?
Yeah.
Because men, yes, we have the book, Healing from the Mother Wound. Men also have a whole lot of wounds. Absent fathers, worrying about their mothers, single mothers. So they have a lot. So sometimes they can't pour from what they don't have. And if us as women, for once, can give them a space, that would be nice.
So I hear you. And then toxic masculinity and these stigmas like indoda. So what other ones affect the way men show up? Because men bottle things up, nan. So outside of indoda aikali, nan, what other stigmas do you think make them hold back and always want to avoid avoid conflict, avoid discomfort, avoid their own issues and mask?
I would say it's all that they know, because indoda aikali iqala from a mother telling a 7-year-old that indoda aikali. It starts from mothers, how we, raise men. Then you grow up an adult who thinks indoda aikali because it was shaped from when they were young. I'm not even gonna go deep into it. It's us mothers that put those concepts to our kids. Uyakhala umntwana, hayi umfana ukhalelani intombazane mayifika, come nana, I'm sorry. So they were brought up like that, and we need to change that as parents, or the next generation of parents must change that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Conversations with Phumzile, the Girl Next Door show. Solo. Thank you so much. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, and yes, hit that notification button. So I'm going to have our website so that you can see it, and make sure that you go into it. We have merchandise, and you can, if you want to advertise, there is a number, there is an email. You can let us know so that we can help you. And next time I could be saying this conversation was brought to you by, so I'm going to say it was brought to you by Scent Studios. So next time it can be you. So do the right thing. Conversations with Phumzile, the Girl Next Door.